So welcome everybody to what's this? So week 15 of our 16-week challenge. So our New Year, New You accountability program. And congratulations, Gail and Renee and Narelle. Thank you very much for being here. And anybody who's catching this recording, who is still on track, we are so proud of you. And if you're not, then we've got a special guest here tonight who's going to speak to you about, really the accountability and the mindset that goes along with the 16-week challenge, and really the start, complete, repeat. And she's just going to share with you, her successes, her amazing successes that she has had, and as we just chatted about, in under 12 months, which is just incredible. So again, congratulations if you've made it through this far. So I'm just looking at my little sheet again, which I have to say has kept me very accountable. And I know, so we have this is it. Yeah, this week's done. So Sunday is actually our final weigh and measure day. So please make sure that you get your measures completed. If you can on Sunday morning, at latest they would need to be done Monday morning and into your support person, so that we can announce the winner of our 16-week challenge on next Monday night's call, same time at 7:30. So without much further ado, I am going to introduce this gorgeous woman who has just had the most amazing weekend. This is Sharee Sterzl. I hope I pronounced your last name right. Awesome.
Well done.
Awesome.
Yes.
So now, Sharee, you are a mum of two, and you just competed in your first fitness competition yesterday, right? So
yes.
I was going to say Sunday. And what is incredible about you is that you are 42 years young, and of course you're a mum of two. But this, as we just touched on then, these results that you've achieved, and we shared your photos in our groups, have been achieved in under 12 months. And I think that is absolutely incredible. And I would love for you, of course, to share your story with us, but really explain that mindset that went along with this, this success that you had in under 12 months. So off to you.
Sure. Thank you very much. Hi, everybody. So as Lisa said, I'm Sharee. I'm honoured to be on your call tonight, so thank you for having me. Basically my isogenics journey started in April 2015. I was a regular product user. I used the product every day. I loved it. Went along, lost a couple of kilos here and there, kept the weight down, hit a bit of a mountain rock time in my life, and this is where mindset does come into it. I fell off the wagon for a couple of months, and anyway, come January 2016, things started to turn around for me, but unfortunately my weight hadn't. My weight had escalated really badly. So I just want you to know we're all normal. These things can happen. So anyway, I hit my heaviest weight I'd ever been in my life, other than being pregnant. And I saw a photo of myself with my children at the beach, and I actually said, "Who is that fat chick with my kids?" And it broke my heart because I realised it was me. So I started to do my isogenics journey properly again. I got back onto my shake days, back onto my cleanse program, the whole bit, to the book. And I started to drop the kilos again, because we know our program works. So then going forward, I hit May, and I decided to join this amazing 16-week challenge. And I can tell you guys that is the game changer. They just had their celebration, and they released the amped products. I also had a really bad netball injury, and I was a runner. I used to enjoy running or walking, but my foot would not allow me to do that. So what I need you to know is that exercise, you can still achieve results without being able to use every aspect of your body too. So, a lot of people say to me, "Oh, I've got a bung hip, oh, I've got a bung knee." Well, we've got 3 other limbs, use them. So I joined a gym, and that's when things started to change. I started to realise that weight training could actually transform my body. So in the first 16 weeks, I definitely reached my goal weight well and truly in that time, of which at the time was 60 kilos, and I was more than happy with that. So someone saw my results in September last year and said, why don't you do a bikini competition? And I just laughed. I said, don't be ridiculous. You know, I've never had abs in my life, rah, 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 rah. And they just said, why not? Look what you've done in 16 weeks. So I sort of looked at it and looked into it and realised there was an over 40s category. So I thought, well, okay, might just be in with a chance if there's an over 40s category. So I kept going, and this is what the start, complete, repeat does for you. The accountability of someone having those photos, whether you are brave enough to share them on Facebook or whether you just know, for me, I just knew Isagenix had my photos. You know, going forward, I wanted to prove to myself and to them, looking back at them and go, look at that change. So I just kept going with it, and my body just kept changing and changing. The weight, you know, just kept continuing to drop, and then I'd go up a bit because obviously I was gaining lean muscle as well. So don't be discouraged by the scales all the time. It can honestly be your measurements, and you know, for some time there, the scales weren't moving for me at all because obviously I was gaining lean muscle. My mindset along the way, look, all of us are going to have moments. We're all gonna have those special occasions. The thing is, plan. Use your IsaBody challenge books. Plan ahead. Go, okay, I've got a 30th on Saturday night. I know I'm going to enjoy a drink there. I know I'm going to want to have the nibbles. So make sure you plan. And one thing I'll say is don't cleanse the day before a bad day and don't cleanse the day after a bad day, because our body holds on to the last thing or the first thing that we eat. So if we've gone on a bender for Easter and we go on the Tuesday and decide to do a double cleanse, that's not that bad. But what's going to happen that first sort of 12 hours or so of your cleanse, your body's just holding on to everything you last put in your mouth. So whether that be high sugars, high carbohydrates, it's just going to be sucking onto that. So be mindful of having a really clear, good shake day before stepping into your cleanse day. Working out and training, obviously doing a fitness competition is completely next level, and it's something I've never experienced in my life. The mental strength I had to have this week was quite insane. My hormones were affected, everything was affected. So I can't say that I will probably be in a hurry to do one again. I don't know how those girls do that all the time, but what I will be doing is I will still be continuing to do my 16-week challenge. So I will still be putting in my photos in a few weeks' time for my third
Oh no, you've frozen. Oh no.
Finale, and I'll achieve. Oh, Heather, back. Am I back? Hang on.
Yep, you're back.
You got me? You know, it's I will start again, because why not? I mean, obviously my body's not going to really change a hell of a lot now. I will continue to train. I've had one day of rest today and I'm back in the gym again tomorrow, because not only has all of this been my own personal goals, but what it's done is given me a passion. And my passion has always been good health with Isagenix since joining, but now my passion is also fitness. So I'm studying to be a PT. I want to put that all together so that I can help people on all levels. So if they want to join Isagenix, that's great. But if they want some help with their fitness, I can write them a program or at their fitness level. So it's done so much for me, and I can't thank Isagenix, and I can't thank the whole system enough for what it's done for my life. So so back in the gym tomorrow, no rest for the wicked. You know, there's I love what it's done for me, and I don't want that to change now. So and I'll at the start complete repeat, even if it's for nothing else than $200 worth of free products at the end. Like, who wouldn't want to do that?
Yeah, that's right.
And to be honest with you, some part of me, that was probably the only reason I did it. Yeah, go on, Lise.
Oh, I was just going to say, that's exactly right. Like, you know, we know that there's 3 rounds of IsaBody in a year effectively. So if we just get into that habit of start, complete, repeat, we're actually gaining $600 worth of free product. Plus an amazing, stick it lifestyle, that it's not just it kind of becomes a no week challenge really, because it just becomes our normal way of life. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So So that's a little bit about my journey, guys. I may or may not have missed things out for you, but if you've got any questions, please fire away. I know one thing a lot of people do ask me is, okay, what's your diet around your shakes, which is a really good one. So generally leading up, and I won't go into comp diet because that's completely different, but as far as the challenge itself, I used to do my regular shake days to the book. My snacks usually consisted of a couple of boiled eggs, maybe some Cruskets with avocado, tomato, tuna. I obviously utilised the wonderful isogenic snacks we have as well for convenience on days that I just wasn't overly organised. And my evening meal, I did generally just have with my family. So as long as, if they were having something a little bit maybe higher in calories, then I would cut the portion size right down so that I didn't feel like I was missing out. However, I was still enjoying a meal with my family, and I wasn't hungry, because if you're doing the program properly, you really shouldn't be hungry. The cravings should curb. So yeah, I'll hand it over to you guys, and yeah, fire away if you'd like.
That's beautiful. That's an amazing testament to be able to actually share it with so many people. Just that one thing, because I do think that people presume that if you're in a heavy training load, or even in, I mean, I know that your comp prep week was very different, because I did see that on your page. It was just veggies and fish.
Yeah.
It was for 2 weeks. So it was like hardcore. But it's really good to know that, really it's just been normal. It's just been, the shakes and snacks and, as you said, a normal meal, because that just makes it so doable for the normal person, and and the normal mum. I just think that's really awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, can I ask you, can I ask you a couple of questions about, just because I wrote some notes about, you talked about the measurements. So there were some weeks that, your measurements didn't change, because of course you would have been dropping body fat and building lean muscle. What form of measurement were you actually having other than pictures and measurements that you did yourself? Were you having a DEXA or an in-body scan? What did you do?
Okay, so I probably left my DEXA scan a little bit late. I did get curious a few weeks ago pre-comp, because I needed to know where I was at, and where with my last 4 weeks out, I really needed to fine-tune things, and it's quite amazing what our bodies do and the science behind it all. So basically for me, it was just literally tape measurements most of the time, particularly around the midriff, because women, that's where we carry it the most, so around the belly. And one thing I'll say to you ladies, and one thing I've learned along this journey was try not to stress. It's easier said than done, but when our bodies release, when we stress, we release cortisol. And for women, it's a lot harder to get this out of our system, because we carry that weight around that midriff area. So I guess if I was really concerned about where I was at, my main measurements would be over that belly button and across the top of the hip bone. Those two measurements were probably my main ones that I kept an eye on along the way. So yeah.
Awesome, beautiful. And of course you talked about the AMPS product. So, when you went to Celebration and they had released AMPS, like, give it to us. What is your favorite? Like, what's your favorite AMPS product?
Well, definitely all of them, but I'd have to say I can't live without my e-shot. And I tell you what, this last week leading up to my comp, I wasn't allowed to have my shakes for the first time in 2 years, and I wasn't allowed to have my AMP products, and I had to work out as hard, if not harder, than I had been leading up, and I was literally dying. So, sometimes some people say, I don't know, do you think they really work? And I'm like, after this week, I can be testament of that. Yes, they do. The endurance through your workouts. I mean, I was almost, keeling over on Thursday night at the gym, because I just didn't have that body. I just didn't have that extra strength, that extra energy in my body. So yes, they work, but definitely the e-shots. My husband's, I've had to, you should see, I wish I could get a photo of the stock of e-shots we've got, but because my husband kept pinching him and I cottoned onto this, so I'll make sure I never run out. But and of course the AMPS pre-workout, I have literally 15 minutes, half an hour before I leave for the gym. I have that on its own. Then I have the e-shot pretty much as I'm walking in the gym. Then I work out, and straight after in my bag is my Amped Recover in that as well. And I shake that up at the gym and have that at the gym. And the other thing I'll mention, and a lot of people get confused about the difference between E-shot and ANOX, like, what's what? Your E-shot's going to give you that instant hit of energy while you're working out, and not that buzz. We all know we don't get that buzz. It's just a gentle hit. The Amp Knox I have been using as more of a recovery product for me. I find I was working out pretty hard and I was pretty sore, and the nights that I did decide to have a shot of ANOX before I went to bed, wow, did I wake up better in the morning. Really quite incredible. And I believe my muscle recovery opens up those cells. It helps deliver the oxygen to the muscle to repair. Great for flying as well. So if you're someone that gets a little bit fluidy flying and things like that, just helps the circulation around the body. So the repair of the Amp Knox, don't underestimate the Amp Knox. A lot of people don't really realise how it works. It's quite an amazing product. Tastes terrible, but it's okay. So, so that's a little bit about the Amped.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's an amazing tip, actually, about the Knox before bed, and then for traveling. That's awesome. I would never have actually thought to have used them that way. So that's really good. Now, I just have to. I just have to commend you really for your mindset. So for one, your results are outstanding. And look, we know that we can all make excuses in life and there are always things that happen, but you comp prepped over, your 2 weeks really of your final preparation were over Easter. And so what was the thing that kept you going? And when, perhaps you doubted yourself or you were having a bad day or some thoughts started creeping in, just explain how you're able to actually have clearly a champion mindset to be able to achieve these results as a 42-year-old mother. Seriously, they're outstanding.
Sure. That's a great question. It's I've got 2 businesses now. I've had a beauty salon since I was 19. So along this way, I've ran 2 businesses. I've got 2 children. I've got a busy life. So when people say to me, I don't have time, I got no time for that. I just don't believe in that. You can find the time when you want to. I was in the gym sometimes at 5 o'clock in the morning, sometimes at midnight, sometimes in there crying because I'm sitting there looking at myself in the mirror going, what the hell am I doing? And sometimes I question myself as to what I was actually doing it for. But what I was doing it for was to do exactly this, what I'm doing right now, to motivate women, to make anyone realise that anything's possible at any age, of any shape or size or any background you come from. My motivation in life has always been my kids. I want to show them and be a role model for them and show that if you put your mind to something and you start something, you finish it. And, so particularly I've got a daughter that struggles with her weight, and I'm trying not to get emotional here, but she's a beautiful girl. She's 17 years old and she's absolutely stunning, but she puts herself down all the time. So one of the big reasons I started this journey was to try and show my daughter that to lead a healthy life and doesn't mean you have to do what I did yesterday, and bloody go to the extreme and step up on a stage, but just be healthy. And that doesn't even matter what the scales are saying, just try and be healthy. Some of us, even if we are being good, we're still not going to be that ultra skinny girl or maybe that cover girl model that you look at and you want to be. Maybe that's not going to be you, but what we do is we put that good nutrition in our body and do the best we can. And that's the mindset I was in yesterday, and the mindset going along was I could not got up there yesterday and said to myself, I did not try. I gave it my 110% no matter what. And so when I got fourth and I stood there for a minute, looked around and I thought, well, fourth, wow, I'm a bit bummed. And then I went, no, I'm not bummed. I'm up here and, that was just the achievement for me to be up there. I had a support crew of about 35 people. I know I had the biggest crew because they're certainly the biggest screens, and I said that's what I did this for. That was my mindset. You know, I've got a girl that I work with. Some of you may be aware of her, Lisa Coppin. She's my upline, and you know, she has a struggle all the time. She just goes up, down, up, down, up, down. And I wanted to show her, when you go one direction, not that way, don't look back.
Oh, you're frozen right at the wrong time. I'm sure you just had, I forgot.
One direction. And so part of my motive, I became accountable. Hang on. Am I back?
Yeah, you're back. Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, Lisa, it just, she's got the amazing, incredible ability to do it, but she just needs to get her mindset right. And that's what you need to get your head around. Go set your mind on what's important to you, not what's important to your husband or your kids. What really matters to you, and why are you really doing this? You know, is it to prove something to someone else, or is it to stand in front of the mirror and feel proud of yourself? Because let me tell you, no matter what you're doing, I still stood in front of that mirror yesterday and criticised the last every inch of my body and really questioned why I was standing in that backstage, you know. So it doesn't matter how far you've come or how much weight you've lost, you're still going to look in the mirror sometimes and be critical of yourself. So it's really important to work out what it is for you. But one thing it's definitely done, I've inspired my own 65-year-old dad to join the gym, you know. So it's just that's what kept me going, babe. I guess when you say, you know, like Easter last week, far out, that was really hard. You know, everything's closed. There's nothing to keep me busy. I should have just been at work. Everyone's eating in front of me. Oh, like I'm surprised I'm still married because I just about, my poor husband, honestly, he said to me, go to bed last Sunday night. He goes, when are you going to be normal again? I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm so foul. But yeah, you know, but that, as I say, once again, getting back to that, that's the extreme. And I'm just a happy girl that tomorrow I can go back to my normal shape days and just enjoy refueling my body and getting my energy levels back so I can smash it in that gym again. And going forward, you know, my mindset to stay like this, you know, because a lot of bikini models or fitness models, they blow out after real bad, and they can stuff up their metabolism for a long time.
Yeah.
So I do not want to do that for a start. But secondly, because obviously I'm going forward with a bit of a PT business as well now, I want to show people that you don't just hit that mark and hit that goal and then go, oh, I've done it now. Let's go crazy. No, you know, I could tell you that I went crazy last night and I'm paying for it today. So doing good nutrition for you to keep something going forward, as I say, is my goal right now is this PT business and showing people that I can stay fit after fitness competitions. But find what it is for you that keeps you going, and keep setting goals, whether it be the 16-week challenge date or whether it be that special evening you've got in September or a wedding or whatever. Just keep setting the goals, because everyone needs something to aim for.
Yeah, beautiful. And so have you put your so you're in your third IsaBody challenge, right? So of course have you actually finalised that third IsaBody challenge yet?
No. Okay. So I think that date's in about 6 weeks time, maybe.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I look forward to following your journey and watching you keep yourself in good nick, because then you have to put your final photos in. And then, of course, clearly and surely we must be seeing you at Celebration. Like, your results are so fantastic. Like, it will be.
I would love that. But hey, you know, I feel like I've, you know, doing this is great. This is, you know, sure, it would be lovely to stack on that stage too, but this is great. Being asked to join a lovely group of girls like you and help people, this is what makes me happy. So,
yeah, it's amazing. Yeah. Seriously, hats off to you, and congratulations for your absolutely phenomenal results and your phenomenal mindset, and really just the essence of the start, complete, repeat. And this is, you know, really. We are going to, you know, start to wrap it up, but really this is the accountability. This is the key to, like, the no week challenge. Just the constant lifestyle health mindset is just to start a 16-week challenge, get your final photos in, but know that that's not actually final. So that's not the end, you know, in Sharee's case, that's not actually the end of your competition. You actually haven't finished anything. Really, you've actually only just begun. And then we just go back into another one. Can I ask you, did you do Healthy Mind Body? Like, have
Yes,
you?
I did.
Yeah, and did you do it a few times through this process?
I did it once. Obviously, things got a bit crazy. And look, it's only 10 minutes a day. And I'm not going to go to the excuses point here. But with two businesses, the fitness, the training, everything, once I did it the once, it really did help me because that little horrible time I had, that's when it came through. That's when I really got all of that out of my system, because it's not just about on that healthy mind. If you've done it before, you'll see it puts there at the end of every day, it says, what's your gratitude for today? And boy, does that make you think. When you think you've had a bad day or whatever, you can find some gratitude. You can find something that was good out of your day. So I'd have to say, out of all of them by then, health-wise and whatnot anyway, but that for me was the big key, finding something good out of my day every day, no matter how bad it may seem.
Yeah. Well, hats off to you, honestly, because again, I think you're an amazing ambassador for this company, and you are an amazing inspiration for women. You really are, and I look forward to following your journey and watching you step into your power, into this, into that place of being, an amazing, really like what Australia is looking for. We don't really have a lot of female that force in female fitness right now, I don't think, inside of Isagenix. So it'll be fantastic to watch you to see you do that, if that's the power that you step into. So that is really it. We are finished. I need to give you a code word. So for the people watching at home, you need to watch this through, of course, and then report back to your support person with the code word. And I'm going to say Knox, because I'm just blown away by that little key that you gave, that clue that you gave us. Also, the clue about the cleanse day. So, yeah, that cleanse day. So if you were to have one cheat meal, we know we never have cheat days, but if we were to have a cheat meal, that's 2 days before your cleanse. That's pretty cool. But let's open it up. If you've got a question that you want to ask, you can just come through and unmute yourself, and maybe thank Sharee, or even ask her a question about anything specifically. So yeah, come aboard if you want. Go, G.
Hey.
Hi, babe.
Thank you so much for sharing. I wanted to ask, I am hoping to also maybe hopefully in the near future get into, something like what you're doing. And I'm just wondering, do you need like a special coach? Because obviously you have to pose in certain ways and things like that. So who teaches you that stuff?
Mm-hmm. Yep, no, good question. As I was going along, I realised very quickly that I was going to need some support, both with the nutrition, the training and the posing. I was lucky enough to source our own Lockie Horner. Are you aware of Lockie through Isagenix? So I wanted a trainer that endorsed our products. And I can tell you, to start with, I had a girl that I found online that was local to me that I thought, yeah, great. Asked her, would she support Isagenix? She said she would. She was charging me, I won't say what she was charging me a week. And none of it, my plans would come through with none of it. So I chopped that quickly and found Lockie. And so he's Lockie Horner online. So, he'll support you with no matter what your journey is. Doesn't have to be a fitness competition. If you really need that little bit of extra through on your phone, and you can check every day, or have I gone again? No. So definitely get in touch with him if you need that little bit of extra help. But and the posing training, well, that was just a matter of sourcing someone around. And yes, definitely I could not have done. I'm not a performer. I'm not a dancer. That was my issue. I probably think that was my downfall yesterday, to be honest. I kept the smile and I kept the pose, but geez, I'm no performer. So, hey, it doesn't matter. It was fun. So yeah, but look, if you do want to go forward, if you find me on Facebook, babe, friend me. And, and as you're going forward, if you'd like any help, I can push you in the right direction.
Thank you. Thanks.
No
I
worries.
definitely will friend you.
No worries. Thanks, babe.
I think that's a really important for a lesson for a lot of people, and hopefully even people listening, that if they actually, and I know my sister and Anita and the group that we work with in Seymour in a base, the trainer that they works with is all over Isagenix. She did it herself, and so she knows that She knows the feeling that you get from using it. So she's very happy to recommend and support those guys using it. So it's actually very, very important that if you are with a personal trainer, that even if they say that they're over it, that they actually have had some personal experience in it themselves. It's not enough for them to actually, just speaking in terms of nutrition, it's not enough for them to understand the macronutrient profile, for them to be able to read the label and for them to give you a macronutrient-based plan without them actually understanding the products and how they actually work to fuel and heal and recover the body. To be honest, we've worked with lots of trainers who've said they're all over it and they're really not. And then when you come into a trainer that is in the isogenic system, you just get much better results. You really do. So,
yes, yeah. And Lockie, for those that don't know about Lockie, he's got something like 17 years of PT experience. He actually lectures to professors on nutritional science. He knows his stuff. And I tell you what, this last week in particular, my goodness, the fine tuning of when to drink a little bit of water, when to add salt to that, when to take it out. I could not have done what I did this week without him. No way in hell. Even if I'd done my own PT course by now and finished it, I could not have done what he did for me. So, if you really are interested in going down that sort of line, you really need a coach. And I can tell you, when the first girl took me on, I went off the products, or not off the products, but I was still trying to integrate what she'd given me and swap out these horrible Quest bars and stuff like that she'd put on my list. They were just disgusting. And I went to Lisa at work and I cried. And she said, "What's the matter, babe?" I said, "I want to go back and buy a change. I don't like this stuff." And she goes, "Well, what are you doing?" She said, "Get in touch with Lockie Horner." I'm like, "Who's Lockie Horner?" And that's where I went from there. So, yeah, never looked back. Yeah.
Yeah, and hats off to you for drinking your 6 litres of water a day. I saw that on your Facebook page. I'm like, I don't know how you stayed off the toilet, to be honest. I'm like,
I didn't. And then the last day, the day of comp yesterday, I went from that Thursday, then 3 litres Friday, then 1.5 litres Saturday, and yesterday I was only allowed 250 ml all day. So I just sipped, and the dehydration, and my mouth was stuck together, and I was trying to smile on face. I'm like, oh my God. My lip was quivering and everything was just stuck, and it was like, oh, it's insane.
But it's all worth it when you have, of course, when you achieve your goal of stepping on stage. And, I know that, you said that you may have been initially disappointed with a fourth place result, but, trust me, what you did on stage by bearing yourself and having such an amazing physique is a lot more than a lot of other people will do. So congratulations to you. So
thanks, mate.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Yeah. I'm really looking forward to working more with you. You have got beautiful knowledge. So really looking forward to working you on many more calls, especially helping women even with their mindset and a lot of other stuff and some training stuff as well. So
absolutely.
So thank you very much for coming on. If there's no other questions, then we're going to wrap it up now and have an amazing. So we've got, what's Monday, right? So we've got 6 days left. So 6 days left to finish off this 16-week challenge before we then obviously have to go in and put maintenance photos in, but then we really register and we go again. So congratulations to everyone for making this far. And Sharee, again, thanks so much for jumping on our call.
No, thank you so much for having me, and all the best, guys. I look forward to seeing some of you on stage at Celebration.
Gee, yeah.
Go girl. Yeah.
See you later.
Yeah, absolutely. Bye.
Bye.